Hello and welcome to a fresh episode of Research Plus Practice, a series which brings to you the latest management insight based on research as well as experiences from field of practice. Shashwat and I do hope that all of you are staying safe and doing well. We received a lot of emails asking why a fresh video has not been posted in last 3 weeks. Thanks for your interest. Shashwat and I are doing well. In fact, I was growing into this new look. So a question that is on top of most people's mind, especially if you are in field of practice, is that how do you respond to this crisis? There are disruptions in supply chains, there is a lowering of demand, and now as the economy restarts post the lockdown, how can you make the most of it? Now, if you remember, we did discuss about competitive advantage. We talked about how resources, assets can be a differentiator and how one firm performs better than the other. And one quality or one difference that you'll find as to how firms respond to this crisis and come out would be their human talent, the capability of their teams, of their decision makers. Now more than ever, it would be the strength of the decision maker, their capability, which will determine which firms perform better than the other. Because in times of crisis, you require a different kind of decision making, a different kind of skill set, and a lot will depend on the decision makers who lead their companies out of this crisis. So in this video, we touch upon a very interesting aspect, a very interesting quality of decision makers which can lead them to take better decisions.
So let us look at how decision making can influence your performance at times of crisis. And we touch upon an interesting work by Margolis and Stolz, who wrote an interesting article in HBR in 2010 on bouncing back from adversity. In that article, they touched upon a very interesting aspect of decision making, that of being resilient. So in psychology, resilience is the capacity to act quickly and constructively in crisis. Now, typically when a crisis strikes or there is an adversity, some people would become fearful, some would become anxious, and it's human nature that negative thoughts will take over. It is here where it is found that resilient managers or people with the quality of resilience are who can quickly move from too much of causal analysis towards a more proactive plan of action, and those who are always looking forward. And it has been argued that at times of crisis, shifting from cause-oriented thinking to response-oriented thinking is critical for succeeding. In fact, Margolis and Stolz talk about how any problem or any adversity is largely studied through four distinct lenses, them being control, impact, breadth, and duration. So, whenever you come across an adversity or a crisis, you can use these lenses to understand it better. Control lens talks about how do you look to improve your present or explore all factors contributing to the present. Impact talks about beliefs and assumptions of ability to impact the cause of event. So the first two are largely your personal perception as to what might have resulted in the adversity and how you can react to face that adversity. When the other two talk about how big or how far and wide the impact of adversity is, and whether it's a short term or a long term adversity that we are looking at, or the impact that we are looking at. So, to look at any adversity, these four lenses can be very helpful in dissecting and understanding our response to it. Now, we touched upon cause oriented and response oriented thinking. Look at how the questioning or the approach is different for each of these four lenses in these two paradigms. For example, if you were to study an adversity through control lens, in the cause oriented thinking, you are likely to ask a question which would be, Was this adversity inevitable, or how could you have prevented it? However, in the response oriented paradigm, you would have asked a more proactive question: what feature can I improve now? Let's take another example. If you were studying it, if you're studying an adversity through duration lens, in the cause oriented thinking, you might have asked a question: is the underlying cause temporary or permanent? Whereas in the response oriented paradigm, you would have asked, what can I do to begin addressing the problem now? So I'm very sure if you look at these questions, you'll realize that response oriented paradigm is more forward looking, is more action oriented, and it pulls the person out from thinking too much about the negative consequences and more towards action. And this kind of thinking is what is useful to develop or have at times of crisis. Now, we talked about resilient managers. So, is it that resilient managers are those who are born with the quality of resilience, or is it a God gift, or is it something that can be developed over a period of time? Now, Margolis and Stolz argue that this quality of resilience in decision making can be built over time by decision makers. And to help them, they talk of three kinds of questions that one should ask while studying an adversity, which are specifying questions, which helps managers in identifying where to intervene, visualizing questions, which shift the negative discussions towards a positive outcome, and collaborating questions, which encourage joint problem solving and group engagement. So, if you look at this template, and for each of the adversary that you are trying to fight or come up with a solution, and if you study those adversary with those four lenses and try to ask these specific questions for each of those lenses, I'm sure you'll have a more robust and a more proactive, positive plan to address your crisis.
So that was Margolis and Stolz, who argued that resilience is a quality that differentiates a good decision maker in a time of crisis. In fact, simply put, if you can hold on, or you can do away with your negative emotions and identify smaller steps towards a positive outcome, you are doing good. So, do you have this resilience in your own decision making? Do you have resilient managers around? Do write to us your thoughts on same, because we are sure that this quality of resilience, whether you have it or whether you start building it in your team, henceforth will be a key differentiator as to how your firm performs post this crisis. Shashwat and I will be bringing many such videos in the next month or so. We have decided that we'll bring to you specifically management research and psychology research as to how one should tackle or work during a times of crisis and recession. And we will also share with you some interesting examples of companies who have done well in such times. So until next time, please keep watching, do share your thoughts, and stay safe, stay healthy.